Hi, 8th grade. Welcome to Lesson 2-6, Connect Proportional Relationships in Slope. By the end of the lesson, I want you to be able to say, I can understand the slope of a line. Let's solve and discuss it. In the fall, Rashida earns money as a soccer referee for her town's under-10 soccer league. So far, she has worked 5 games and has been paid $98.50. She will work a total of 14 games this fall. How can Rashida determine how much she will earn refereeing her soccer games this fall? I want you to pause the video, try it on your own, and we will look for some volunteers. Press play when you're ready. So if she made $98.50 in 5 games, I can divide to find her unit rate or her pay for 1 game. So I do $98.50 divided by 5 gives me 19.7. And since we're talking about money, it's going to be $19.70 per game. Well, if she refs a total of 14 games, we're going to take that $19.70 and multiply it by 14. That gives me 275.8. So she makes $275.80. Focus on math practices. How would Rashida's earnings change if she were paid by the hour instead of by the game? Well, it would depend on how long the games were. It wouldn't be like a base pay. Next page. Example number 1. Understand slope. Maya and her father are building a treehouse. The roof will have a 9 to 12 pitch. That is, for every 12 inches of horizontal distance, side to side, the roof raises 9 inches. How can Maya determine the height of the roof at its peak? Make a table of values that show the 9 to 12 pitch. So, if we look here, excuse me, it says it goes 9 and then it adds 12. So we go up by 9 in the x value, add 9 each time. And in the y value, we add 12 each time. So if we look, the constant of proportionality when we divide still gives us 3/4 every time. So now we can graph the ordered pairs from the table, draw a line to connect them. The line shows the steepness of the roof. The steepness is also called the slope of the line. This is one of your vocab words. So the slope of the line is the ratio rise over run. So make sure you take note of this. Rise over run. So we want to see how much we rise. We rise 9 and we run 12. So that's why it's 9 over 12. Or we can reduce that to 3 over 4 when you divide by 3. Let's try it. Jack graphs how far he plans to bike over a 3-day charity ride. Find the slope of the line. Well, we look from here to here, we're going from 2 to 3, so that is 1. And from here to here, we're going from 60 to 90, which is 30. So our rise is 30, our run is 1, so the slope of our line is 30. How do the unit rate and constant of proportionality relate to the slope of the line? The unit rate is equal to the constant of proportionality which is also equal to slope. They are all the same thing. Example number 2. Find the slope from 2 points. So here is your slope formula. This is always the formula you're going to use in order to find slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to show you how that works. You pick 2 points. So this point here is at 5, negative 400. And this slope is, this point is at 10, negative 800. Okay, these are our 2 points. So since they are both points, we have an x and a y value for both points. This is the first point, so I'm going to call it x1, y1. This is the second point, so I'm going to call it x2, y2. That's how we set this up. So y2, negative 800, minus y1, negative 400, over 10 minus 5. When you see two negatives next to each other, they make a positive. So negative 800 plus 400 is 400, negative. 10 minus 5 is 5, and we divide. So the slope of the line is negative 80. The submarine is descending at a rate of 80 feet per minute. That makes sense. Also, take note, all the maps or the graphs that we've seen so far, the line is going from the origin up. This line is going from the origin down. That's why the slope is negative. Interpret slope. The graph shows the distance a car travels over time. Find the slope of the line. What does it mean in the problem situation? So again, we pick 2 points. This is our x and our y. Since it's the first point, this is our x1, y1. And then we have x, y. It's our x2, y2. So they take 220, subtract 110, then 4 minus 2, solve and divide. The slope of the line is 55. Now they want you to know, what does that even mean? So what? We're finding slope, but what does it mean? Now it's rise over run, which is basically the y values over the x values. So our y values is distance, and our x value is time. So that's telling me we do 55 miles. 55 miles is our distance per, remember per means to divide, an hour. That's our time. Okay, so you're looking at your distance and your time. Well, they measure distance in miles and time in hours. Let's try it. The graph shows the proportions of red and blue food coloring that Taylor mixes to make purple frosting. What is the slope of the line? Tell what it means in the problem situation. So remember, slope is rise over run. We can use our equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We pick our 2 points. Here's our x1, y1, because that's our first point, and our x2, y2. So I want you guys to set this up, find the slope, and tell what it means in the problem. Okay, so hopefully you set it up like 35 minus 70. Oops, even I did that wrong. y2 first, Miss Justinger. 70 minus 35 over 50 minus 25. Well, 70 minus 35, I believe, is 25. And wait a second, is it? No, silly. I'm on a roll today. 70 minus 35 is 35. 50 minus 25 is 25. I can reduce this, divide them both by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So let's write this as a proper fraction, 1 2/5. So that tells me, which is also 1.4. So our rise was red drops, and our run was blue drops. So it's telling me we do 1.4 red drops per blue drop. Key concept. Slope is a measure of steepness of a line. So here's your vocab. Slope is a measure of the steepness of a line, how steep it is. It represents the ratio of the rise, that is the vertical distance up and down, to the run, the horizontal distance, left and right, between 2 points on the line. In proportional relationships, slope is the same as the unit rate. Slope is the same as the unit rate and the constant of proportionality. Slope is rise over run, and here's our formula for it. All right, 8th grade, let's say it. I can understand the slope of a line. Have a great day.